Cool. How we doing?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Yeah, good. So, what would you like to do first?
I have questions. And
No, that's fine. The only thing I was going to say, are you planning on recording this? And if so, are you recording it now?
yes.
Okay. The first thing that I would say to do is go into your options and put the voice chat down, because I am, as you probably well know, quite loud. And this game accentuates it so that it really burns out the microphone. Plus, as well, if you're doing a video, I don't want to be, louder than you. So,
well, that's why I use an external mic. I've got a lapel mic, so I can.
Yeah. Oh,
I have
perfect.
two different audio tracks. I can adjust them.
Oh, so you can. Oh, so you can adjust it with that anyway. The only problem is your other audio track that you will be adjusting to get me down low will then reduce the sound effects, won't it? So I've got my voice volume down to about 40%. So just to give you an idea,
I turned yours down to the voice down to about 35.
Look, it's a pretty powerful voice, Rico.
I know.
So ask away, sir. Ask away.
So one of the things that the Aeons asked me to do was to enable the Aeons or wake them up, and I was only able to wake up the turtle, the snake, and the fox. Not the mouse and not the hawk. I guess that's a hawk.
Okay, so I think it's like a mouse or a shrew or something along those lines. So you're only able to unlock that one, and I think the owl. This one's vast. This is the one that has the challenges. So again, bear in mind it's been a long time since I've unlocked all of this stuff. It'd be like trying to remember how to do all the achievements in IDU at the beginning, sort of thing. But I haven't got the ability to just do another profile. So, but with VAS, if I remember rightly, you have to complete a run, which we will do today for you. And I think when you do that, you also unlock the ability to chat to the owl. And what these two do, VAS allows you to set various challenges for yourself within the game, so making it harder. And then the owl gives you an exchange, so you can exchange materials that you've got for other materials. Okay. So, first things first, dude, we've got to do something about that dress up that you've got there. This game is all about dolly dress up. If you hadn't realised already, this game is all about the dolly dress up. So we'll get that sorted tonight as well. So I did watch your video. I'm not going to lie, as somebody who's played this game a lot, because the thing is, you're quite right, the tutorial is a bit rubbish in this, and it is. Everything jumps up in front of you at the least convenient time to tell you how it works, and you also can't replay the tutorial, so these are problems. But still, watching your video did give me chest pains in part, so I'm like, no, it's not that. No, look at the bar. So, as far as the meta progression is concerned, that's all in here. You should have that unlocked now.
This I see an exclamation point.
Yep. So you hit the exclamation point,
down here?
point at the exclamation point and press trigger, and then that will bring you your upgrades.
See, nobody told me that.
Well, the thing is, that's because it's not in the fucking tutorial either. So, but I think what the devs tried to do is make it as visually guiding as possible. But the problem is that exclamation mark is very fucking small. So, but as a general rule, that's how you interact with all of. Well, see, if you don't know about that, Rico, come with me. Press this one.
Oh.
This is the dolly dress-up shop.
I have 14 of the orange ones and 5 of the green ones.
Yep. So the way the game works, I purchased the game many moons ago, and so I've got the bought version. Whereas because you've got the free-to-play version, there is an additional currency in this game, and that's the green gems that you have to spend in combination with the geodes. So the D20 looking motherfuckers, those are geodes.
Okay.
Those are what you need for your attire. And then gems, they are the purchasable and earnable currency that is in the game for free-to-play players. So basically what I'm saying is you should have enough geodes to maybe change colour a little bit and do a few bits and bobs without spending any of your gems. So there you go, look. And that might be because you've changed outfit. So your outfits are down the side and then they change your colour. If you want to look at yourself in the mirror, you should be on the armour page right now. Yeah, find the armor that you have equipped, press on it, and then it'll give you a nice big picture of what you look like right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also bear in mind there is a tab for armor, and then right at the top here there should be a tab for helmets. Then there is a tab for armor color and helmet color, and then accents, and then there's a tab for weapon color and accents as well, and just basically a lot of customization, a lot of good stuff.
Okay.
So I suppose before we begin, oh, he's got gunmetal grey. So before we begin, anything else you want to know about it, or?
Well, that was a big deal. Now I've got currency here that I can actually spend.
Yep. So, first thing I will tell you before you ask me any questions, regarding the button that is right at the bottom of that. What does it say?
Reset upgrades.
So what would that tell you about being careful with how you spend it? You don't have to be, because you can reset it.
Okay.
So pump your currency into this meta progression however you see fit. At the moment, you won't have much, so it's probably all going to be about increasing your constitution and your stamina. But later on in the game, when you've got a lot of the currency and you've got it spread about multiple categories, at any time, for free, no penalties, you can reset your meta progression if you haven't got enough and redistribute it as you see fit.
Okay. I have 3,300.
So you should have enough to get a little bit of stamina. Oh, actually, yeah, 500. Yeah, pump it all into... sorry, not stamina, constitution. Pump it all into constitution for now. It'll keep you alive longer.
Also, the tune I play, I like to play the shield and sword tank, and I get a lot of resilience stuff there.
Yep. Nope, that's fine by me. But by the end of this video, I will have you enjoying the sorceress class, I do believe.
Okay.
I think you'll like mage. So, because again, I was watching how you were doing it. I'll give you a quick demonstration. Again, and this is no fault of your own. This is the tutorial. Because it kind of flashes up. So if you have, the first thing to note about this game as well, again, something doesn't tell you, if you are near these weapon platforms when you are trying to do things, you can often equip things by accident or not have the ability to actually trigger things. So when you're testing something, come all the way back so you're nowhere near the weapons. So as far as the wand is concerned, basically you hold trigger down, and that will give you a line projecting out from your wand, and then you pass that line through the lines that are in front of you, and then that will produce your spell. And so, for instance, if I was going for one of the bigger spells,
Okay.
yeah, and then when you get good at it, you can really zip them off, and then that in combination with decent mana management, you can do a lot of damage with this class.
Well, yeah, my problem was soloing against those mobs and trying to figure that out was just a bad combination.
it is a massively bad combination. Yeah, what you don't get chance to do, and this is probably a trait of most roguelikes, is like, for instance, imagine on IDU if there was a boss rush mode so that we could practice bosses. How much easier would that game have been from the start? But there's not. You can only practice Asmo when you've got God, it's been a while. When you've got the Abyss open and being able to get that, and then you've got to get all the way through the level before you can even fight the boss.
Right.
But well, seeing as you're not going to represent IDU, I will. I'll bring my toy bow. So, first thing that I have on you, because of the meta progression that I've got, is I've got the ability to pick 2 traits right from the start. And what I'm going to do is I'll pick that one, and we'll pick that one. Now, what I hope to do is give you as little work to do as possible.
Do they, do we get more mobs when there's more of us in here?
There will be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the mobs will be of a higher number.
Okay.
Definitely more enemies coming.
I played this for a couple hours yesterday. I feel pretty good about the tank.
Good. How are you finding the movement?
Not bad. I've got the vignette on 100%.
Good. The one thing that I would say is an adjustable vignette like this is a great shout. And the reason being is because you can get used to it. You can get used to it at 100%, and then you can slowly start stepping it down. This vignette is as good as the one in Until You Fall, which is actually quite a similar game. And then, yeah, if you're enjoying tank roll, Fortitude.
Yeah, the one I'm always looking for is the deflect. I like to bounce those spells back.
Yeah. Basically the ones that I'm going for as an archer, and this again is something else I need to explain to you as well when you've picked. But yeah, one of the things to note in this as well, and this is both for archers and for mages, you do not reload your arrows as quickly when you are moving. You do not replenish your mana as quickly when you are moving. So you want to be static wherever you can be. Also, for tonight's bow, I'm going to be changing this into IDU's bow. So I will be doing more damage the further away enemies are hit.
Okay.
And you're going to run interference.
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, I do enjoy the melee class. I really enjoy archery. I gotta say the magic is probably my favourite. I do like the old quick casting. And bear in mind as well, as you've seen, as you've probably seen up until this point, on your left. As you've seen probably up until this point, as you go through the game, you get increasingly more powerful weapons and choices in style.
Yep.
The bow that you start out with is very much a toy bow, to quote Athom. And he's completely correct. But yeah, you start out with a toy bow, which I'm sure a little bit of slanderous words won't be too bad on it, but this bow is very much the limp dick of the bow and arrow category. It goes nowhere. So I will take... Yeah, I'll take long shot. Just as a point of interest, there are tablets scattered around the levels. You obviously can't read them. There's probably some code on here. It's probably the developers like what he likes to order from the Chinese menu. So I ain't spending time deciphering that.
All right, before we start, I need to wipe my hands off. They're sweaty.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I'm not surprised. You've got a tough job. Mine's easy. But yeah, it is the one thing that you will struggle with the archery and magic on this is you pretty much need to be either holding your ground and shooting them at long range with both magic or archery, or backpedaling and doing the back teleport at all times to give you that breathing room. But the way that you build your character also matters. Like, for instance, ice magic slows the enemies. Ice arrows, which is what I have at the moment, slows the enemies. Electric magic stuns them. Anything that can stop them getting to you quickly, you need. Especially in solo.
I found myself, because I've been playing Dungeons of Exile so much lately, that I was trying to draw my arrows from the quiver, right?
Yep, done the same. I've done exactly the same when I come back to this. Thank you, Dungeons of Eternity. Power shot, that's what I'm talking about. So like, for instance, so I play with a lot of people who used to play IDU on this, and the best way to play the bow is to go for that. The further they are away, the more damage they take. Right. And so note how I said limp dick mode, because to get a decent amount you have to fire like in that sort of arc. The higher level bows you get, the less that happens. And then if you get power shot, that one actually flies like it's not being shot from a toy bow. But yeah, the game is deceptively simple on the outset. Even the melee, there are quite a few nuances. Thank you.
So there's clearly an aggro table of some kind.
Yep. They're more... we're working it out. We are working it out as you speak. The other thing, I don't know how far you got with the archery or crossbow class. The other thing to note in this game as well, because I don't think it displays very well, it's something I'll have a word with the dev about, is have you got like the first choice of bows and crossbows?
No.
No, okay. So when you get there, pay attention to the damage. basically the higher the damage, the slower the reload speed, even though it doesn't look like that. I won't go into detail about it, but yeah, it's a bone of contention at the moment. So. But I would imagine I can get you to at least past the first few levels with the bow. So. And I now have, and so note how this not toy bow anymore.
Right.
This one actually has some ging to it, and then when I power shot it, it'll go decent travel speed and nice.
Nice. Yeah, I have not passed the second boss on any class yet, but the farthest.
Well,
what?
Time for that to make it happen. Get in there and defend my honor. Time to make it happen. So, I don't know if you've got show ally damage on, but I'm doing, well, at these sort of ranges, I'm going to be doing hundreds of damage per hit, because I'm speccing into making the bow like IDU. Further arrow travels, more damage.
Right.
And it allows me to also give you a break and keep you healthy. If I can hit my shots. Okay. The other thing to note as well is there is no advantage to headshotting enemies in this game, at least with magic and arrows. Which does seem like a strange decision. I've got explosive.
Sadly, I haven't got deflection yet.
No, that's cool. I'll priority one them for destruction, don't worry. Just trying to stay away. There we go. Ice arrows, that's what I'm after. So basically, as far as this sort of setup is concerned, because a lot of people that I play with, the guy who's at the top of the Siege leaderboard in IDU, he's the only person that I know that plays melee exclusively. He really enjoys the melee, which is strange for the guy. Maybe he's done too much bow and arrow work.
Sounds right.
If he's at the top. But the order of march is basically what's deadly to me as an archer is a melee guy, and then vice versa, what's deadly to you is someone who's going to sit back and shoot. So if we cover each other, like you make a point of intercepting the melee guys as best as you can, and then I just pick everything off a distance.
That's why I like the deflection, because
because you can look after yourself that way.
Yep. But
no, it's definitely needed for solo. The other thing to note as well, see that guy that's just sneaking up
with the hood?
He's a healer. They are priority number one for everybody.
Okay.
Because they'll just destroy your hard work. Like, see that guy on the right there? He's a healer. Good stuff. Got a guy behind you and you can hit with him. Nice. Nice, easy. Power shot 2.
Got deflect.
Perfect. The one thing that I will say about this game, so I mean, it depends on what you're doing. And melee, there is definitely tanking is definitely one of the ways that you can play it. With everything else, though, I'd always recommend going for things that increases your DPS, because with mage and archer, quicker you can kill them, less time you have to spend backpedaling and dodging and getting out of the way of them. Oh, that was a tree. one of another little lesson that I'll impart on you as well, and this will help you with your archery and your mage side of things, soloing it before we start, is when you fall off the level, you respawn back to the last checkpoint that I think you've completed or that you're on. So, for instance, if we start this boss fight, if we died and you have respawns, because I don't think you'll have bought any yet, you respawn back here. Or if you fall off, sorry, not respawns. No, you don't. Yeah, cut that. You don't need to worry about respawns. When you fall off, you lose 100 HP and you get spawned back here. So, as you can appreciate, a very valid tactic is to know where the edges are in a level and be fighting. And if we imagine that you're the enemy, and then as I'm getting close to the thing, as an archer, I can do nothing against you to defend myself. And if I sit here trying to dodge out the way, I'll take hundreds and hundreds of HP. Or and now, all of a sudden, I've made all that distance back because the enemies will be by the cliff that you're at, and I'll be all the way over here, landing my shots.
I see.
Like a good one.
So basically, you sacrifice 100 health to escape.
To give yourself distance. You only need to do this in the early game. Later on, or if your build's going well, or early doors, then you don't need to do that. But if you ever see me heading for a cliff and throwing myself off, that's why. But it works for the mage and the archery. Not so good a thing for yourself, being melee. If you can just hold that guy, because he won't fight you in melee all that much, and then I can do a lot of damage to him. Because you've got deflect.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Now, I know what this is a great level. Now, as one IDU player to another, I know what you're thinking. I'm overcompensating for something, right? So this is the siege bow. This is the heaviest damaging but slowest reloading one. Mm-hmm. But because I'm doing power shots, I've got a very slow and deliberate rate of fire. And then because I'm doing the long range game, this is the bow for it.
One of the things,
and I so should go on.
Yeah, one of the things I saw when I was fighting bosses is my shield became very small.
Yes. So again, it's something that we're working out at the moment. I don't think that's based on the amount of damage that they do. I think it's based on the number of hits. So the more hits your shield takes, the smaller its surface area gets. It's a mechanic. It's so that you can't just sit behind the shield indefinitely. We had one of my guys with the top level mason shield, and the shield is like a fucking door, right? And I said to him, like, how small can that go? By the time he was finished getting hit, bear in mind he must have taken about 100 hits to that shield. It looked like a cat flap. It was brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Door to cat flap in probably about 20 minutes. So here, I'd want to use the coast to try and disrupt them getting to me whilst you fight the good fight, basically. I mean, you will get chance to at some point. Nice.
Deflect 2.
So the one thing that I will say, I've got a decent level of luck here to get these skills stacking the way they are, which is great. You know, this is what I want. I want to barely be able to see them in the distance and peg them for hundreds of points of damage with no risk to myself whilst you're fighting. It's probably the best way to play this. The one thing that I will say, though, is because of my meta progression, I do have some advantages on you. Like, for instance, I was able to pick 2 skills at the very start of the game, so I'm always going to be 2 skills up on you. As a melee character, that doesn't matter too much because melee is quite a flat class through this game. You start off reasonably good, reasonably strong, and being able to look after yourself, and you just grow in power. Archers and mages start low power and like, you know, and then curve up exponentially, I suppose.
Alexa,
but the other thing to note,
fan on. Sorry, you need to turn on my fan.
That's right. The other thing to note as well is I've got challenges on, which means the enemies are actually taking more damage for me than they are for you. And the challenges are individual. So what this will allow, if we can get this completed for you, you'll be able to get some meta progression. And I don't know, the way that I look at these games is it's easier to learn from your most powerful and then scale it back than it is to learn from weak. You know, it's just a hard course. And you've done these games, you've done roguelikes, you know how these games work.
Yep.
But again, it's a feature that I do like. I've got challenges on that, I mean, my build's probably not making it look that way, but I've got challenges on, kind of think of it like the adjustable dungeon difficulty level in Dungeons of Eternity, except on an individual basis.
Right.
So if you're playing on dungeon tier 2, I'm on tier 6. And so you can still be useful in that you can kill enemies quicker than I can. But, you know, it just allows anybody of any level to play with anybody else, be they new start or widely veteran.
By the way, I have deflect 3 now, which means they get double damage from everything deflected.
Perfect. I'll let you do the good news on him then. Sorry, I feel like I'm stealing your thunder. I'm trying to time my shots with your finishing stroke so that it looks like you're doing it. Just my timing sucks. That sucks. So I'm going to have to take them now, but I've just been given lucky arrows. This is definitely something for anybody who's watching on the IDU side of things. The lucky arrows in this game basically make your shots into divine sight, but the higher level magic of luck you get, the more divine sight power you get. So initially, an arrow now with luck level 1 will pull slightly towards the target. At luck level 3, you can aim quite far off the target and it will dive down. And it can make the game that I'm playing, the long range game, well, you don't even need to try too hard. You can put them in the general direction of targets downrange and get hits. So, yeah, a nice way to ease yourself in is lucky arrows. So this will be the third boss, and then we've got one more realm to do after this.
Okay. Ooh. Dual wheels.
Yeah, bear in mind, he will do you a lot of damage if you tank him for a little while.
Yeah, I'll tank him.
I will give him the good news. But note how he's trying to disengage you and come to me. And I believe, or we believe rather, that's because of, I think the enemies work out who's done the most damage to them and change targets dynamically based on that. But obviously, whilst he is in hand-to-hand combat with your good self, he finds it difficult to disengage and come and get me.
Right.
So.
Well, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah, no, well, it means that you can do your job effectively.
Right.
The other thing as well is I get the impression that those, I think it's based on damage done, not the damage that you are capable of. And then I also think that there's some, for melee units at least, there's some sort of multiplier so that they are always going to try and prioritize a melee fighter over a ranged. But like as soon as one melee locks up with you, the others will try and skirt you to get to me.
Right.
Again, it's nice AI. It's good to see in this game. So. Yeah, as I say, I've done quite well on my power-ups here. So just to give you an idea of what I've got long shot, which basically gives me plus 12% damage for every, I think it's 2 meters the enemy is away. I have got explosive arrows, which give my arrows a radius effect and do additional damage the further they travel. And then I've got the luck arrows that are slightly grinding them in and doing additional damage. Did you just pick up the power jump ability out of interest? I saw you jumping.
No, I was just pushing buttons.
Oh, okay.
I've been taking metal and Invictus.
Yep, good one.
And the deflect. That's kind of what I've been focused on.
Invictus is great, you know, so each checkpoint you finish, you get 100 health back at the moment because of how your stamina is.
Whoa. He was behind me.
And yeah, the way that I'm playing the bow, I think is the most optimal, and it kind of reminds me of IDU, which is always good. But you can play the bow very short with multi-shot capabilities, and that works and can work as well. Quick note for anybody who does like the look of this game as well. Do know that the crossbow is a crossbow shotgun, in that to reload it, you don't restring it. You actually hold it with both hands, and you restring the bow by pump action. Because most people don't get that. Again, not in the tutorial. Doesn't say it anywhere. Well, I'm getting pretty powerful now.
And I've been taking Counter-Strike too.
Yep, no, that's a great one. The one thing when I'm playing that, when you get the choices of the weapons, again, I don't know if you remember it from the tutorial, it is in there, but I've only done the tutorial once and it was many moons ago. The times number next to the iron strikes that you get is the amount of iron strikes that appear, or critical hits if you want to call them, the little flame spurts. It is the amount of ones that appear every time you max out the focus bar. And so what I found myself starting to go now is I go for deliberate strikes with one that does many, and quick strikes with one that only does one at a time. It just, math-wise, it works out to me. So, but yeah, this has been my latest workout game. Dual swords or going for the spear. Well, it's a nuggy nutter, but the bladed spear, shall we call it?
The glaive?
Or nuggy nutter. Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's a glaive, yeah. Yeah, because it's got the part on the other end as well. But the glaive eventually turns into a quarterstaff, and the quarterstaff is a lot of fun. Thank you. I'll be with you in a minute.
Did you get it? Did you get the other guy?
Oh yeah. And there you go, run complete. We get one essence, we'll get a number of echoes, that's the meta progression, and essence is to do with...
And I got a scoreboard achievement.
Essence, oh yeah, my achievements never pop up for some reason. And essence is to do with the end game content. So this is just one part of the game. The other part of the game is doing what's called an Archon run, where it's basically the same, but the last level is changed over to a guaranteed different level. You fight through that, and then you have to fight the 4 major bosses of the 5 that there are, one after the other. It's nice, so it gives us something else to do. So you probably want to go and spend your ill-gotten gains over here.
I have now 4,000.
Yep, and you should now be able to speak to Vass, and we can set you up on some challenges, which can then increase the amount of meta progression you can make per run.
Did you? Name's Vass. I'm the fun one. You seem like you're capable enough.
Again,
Let me know if you want to
I
move
think
for a
you have to speak to them once, and then you should be able to hit those.
Okay.
Got it up in front of you?
Yeah.
So, if we were to go archery, both of us, the ones that I would recommend would be deadly projectiles, because if they're at range and we're at range, well, we can just sidestep or move out of the way. How is your locomotion coming along? Are you happy with using the stick to sidestep?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Cool. Sharpened blades. Enemy melee attacks deal 100% damage. If the enemy are getting into melee with us as archery builds, we haven't done our job right, or the build hasn't worked out right. So you can pump that one up as well. And then the other one, no mercy. All blocks must be heavy blocks, and you're slowed when you're hit. Again, if they're getting that close, we haven't done our job right. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So, but you don't have to worry about any of that at the moment. This is just how you speed through the game. One of the things that me and my lot on the channel have been playing around with is you could have 1 or 2 of you with everything absolutely maxed out, and then another 1 or 2 of you at 0%, but obviously with a decent amount of progression. And then those 2 people just basically kill everything. And then the other 2 will get shed loads of meta progression. So nice way to speed through the game very quickly.
Interesting.
If you've got Playable to play with. So.
All right, what do we get from the owl?
The owl is I don't know if you're able to talk to it yet or not, maybe. But the owl basically offers you exchanges, so you can exchange echoes for meta currency.
That's right. That's what you said.
So,